A pioneer in Columbus broadcast history has died. Ann B. Walker's journalistic career dates back to 1949 when she began working for the Ohio Sentinel, one of Columbus's first black newspapers. She later worked here at NBC4. Good evening and thank you for joining us for NBC4 at 6. I'm Kerry Charles. Walker, who died around noon today, had a life well lived. In July of this year, and on behalf opening doors for women and journalists of color decades ago. Did you know she was also a standout tennis player? A member of the American Tennis Association, her family tells me Walker once lost a winning match to tennis legend Althea Gibson. She and her husband used their home to give back, regularly hosting fundraisers for the United Negro College Fund. Jazz with the Walkers was one of those events. It cost $0.25 to use the restroom. Big names performed, including Columbus native Nancy Wilson and Coretta Scott, years before she married a man who'd go on to become an iconic civil rights leader. This photo, dated September 1970, shows Ann B. Walker with interns at WLWC-TV, now known as NBC4. Walker started and led the internship program as a way to introduce minorities to the field of broadcasting. Her role as the station's assistant community services director made her the first woman in broadcast management in the city. On air, she took over a program called Focus on Columbus. Prior to TV, the 2020 Columbus Hall of Fame inductee worked in radio, and before that, as an editor and columnist for the Old Ohio Sentinel. Walker was the first woman and African American to cover Columbus City Hall and first woman broadcaster to report on the Ohio legislature. An assignment that led to tough questioning of then candidate Jimmy Carter led up President Carter to call on Walker.
I met with this young man who had been appointed the head of all the news staff, and they wanted a person to do the PR for the Poor People's Campaign, Poor People's Organization, because what we were going to do was to talk to as many individual groups as possible. And apparently somebody said, well, Ann Walker can do that.
And she did, serving as a special assistant to the director of the White House Public Affairs Office for the Carter administration. So what's going on here?
A news conference. You see Jimmy sitting right here. Where's Ann Walker sitting?
Right next to him.
Right next to Jimmy.
Walker, a Columbus native, attended East High School. The 1938 yearbook shows her student council and home economics club photos. The one a year later with the girls' tennis team. The captions suggest she even made a name for herself back then, winning the intermediate district championship 2 years earlier. And as the story goes, a school counselor encouraged her to focus on domestic service work after high school. Well, instead, she went to Prairie View A&M University in Texas on athletic and academic scholarships. On Inauguration Day 2021, I got a sense of how she developed her grit. What motivated you to push towards success?
Carrie, I was the only girl with 5 brothers. My mother died when I was quite young, so my father raised us. And as in any minority, in the teaching and the training, the minority goes with the majority. So I was taught as the boys were taught, to look a man in the eye, to have a firm handshake, to be more concerned with being right than what somebody thinks of you.
Walker ultimately earned her bachelor's degree from George Williams College in Chicago in 1944. While in the Windy City, she began a career in social work with the YWCA. During a work trip, she stopped in Columbus to visit family and was asked to read to a blind man at OSU Hospital. She agreed to do so. As family lore goes, at one point, that World War II Marine Corps veteran surprised her with a basket of strawberries, inside an engagement ring. Linwood Walker and Ann Boston married in 1946 and later raised 4 children. After his death, Mrs. Walker established a scholarship to honor her husband. Ann B. Walker, who had a lifetime membership with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and was a longtime member of Bethany Presbyterian Church, was 101 years old. Stick with NBC4 on air and online as we will continue to honor the life and legacy of Ann B. Walker.
Thanks for watching. For more NBC4, download the NBC4 streaming app. You'll get free 24/7 local programming streamed straight to your living room. Just search NBC4 Columbus on your Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, or Samsung device.